Hello, my name is Caden. This is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. You've heard, you probably heard that, when seconds counts, police are minutes away, and other people will say that the police aren't there to protect you, and you need to protect themselves, and this is absolutely true. But I want to back it up with fact that this is absolutely true. That the police and fire departments are not there to protect you from fire or wrongdoing. You have to do a little bit of that yourself also, and it is nice if the police and fire actually do get there. I recently have found out that this book is out of print, and I'm kind of um, I don't like that it is out of print. Dial 911 and die. It is a book of legal precedent and statutes that municipalities and governments have no legal um, obligation to save your life or save your property or save your home from fire. And I want to read a little bit this. So and it goes state from state too, why your state, legal precedent on why your state has no legal means to save your life. Okay. I'm just going to be reading this. I think this is interesting. State of Minnesota. Citizens of Minnesota can sue the state and municipal governments for negligence in many cases. State law prohibits any suits, however, which claim that the government or its employees improperly performed or failed to perform a discretionary function or duty. The law is not simple to apply. For example, when a social worker, I don't want to read that one. That doesn't read. Where do emergency calls to 911 fit into the municipal legal scheme? It is a fundamental principle, wrote one Minnesota court, that a municipality cannot be held liable for failing to supply general police and fire. Generally, police officers exercise their official duties, are performing discretionary duties, and therefore are usually immune from liability. Okay. And this is going to be the precedent of it. Mr. and Mrs. Silver operated Silver's Food Market in Plymouth Avenue on the north side of Minneapolis. On July 19th, 1967, a riot broke out in that area, and the store's windows were broken. The Silvers reported their damage to the police, but actually they had been lucky. Other stores in the area had been damaged and looted. The Silvers saw that the rioting was not over, and they had recent threats that their store was being damaged further. So they boarded up their windows. Mr. Silver called the police to report the threats. According to Mr. Silvers, the police responded, excuse me, we know about it and we're going to have extra police in the area, but we haven't got enough police, to watch every business on Plymouth Avenue. We're just going to have to keep an eye on your place, but we cannot give you special protection. Well, then the rioters hurled Molotov cocktails at the Silver Food Market the next night, and the store burned to the ground. The Silvers sued the city of Minneapolis for failing to protect both police and fire protection to their building after they requested it, and for failing to act reasonably to prevent the riot. The trial court dismissed the Silvers case, and the state Supreme Court agreed, providing police and fire protection are not discretionary functions. The city cannot be sued for negligence failing to carry out discretionary functions. The Supreme Court of Minnesota declared the law that applies to the Silvers. The police cannot do everything and be everywhere. Citizens should not expect any special protection from the police. Dial 911 and die. Okay? You have a natural law duty to protect yourself. You have the natural law to protect your family. Women, like or not, you are the most preyed upon in society. And like it or not, you are most likely going to have to defend your children without your husband being there. This is even more viable message toward women. It just is. For you guys, you need to have the ability to defend yourself and your little ones, because Males prey upon your physical weaknesses. They prey upon other aspects also. But this is something that you guys need to learn, men and women, that the state and federal and local governments are not required by statute and case law to save your life or property. My name is Kate, and this is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. I hope this helped.